In this video, I'm going to show you how to check your flex hours and generate an Excel spreadsheet with a detailed list of each of your activities. Prior to this report being made available in Cornerstone, you may have relied on the number shown on your Learner homepage. This number next to the hourglass symbol is often incorrect because, for some reason, this specific tally doesn't count fractions of hours such as half an hour or 45 minutes. It also likes to count all 24 hours in a day for classes that last more than one day. So, for example, if you took the 3-week Intro to Canvas course, that'll show up as 504 hours next to this little hourglass here. So you're going to want to get your accurate number of flex hours via your dashboard. When you log into Cornerstone, you'll notice a new widget on the welcome screen. If you come down to the lower right-hand corner, you'll see a link for Dashboard, Completed Flex Hours. There's an additional way to get to your dashboard if you don't happen to be on the welcome screen. On your navbar, hover over Reports and select Dashboards. You'll be taken to your dashboard screen where you'll see a graph of your flex hours at a glance. Now, if this graph happens to be completely blank when you first come to this page, don't panic. You just need to refresh it. Here's how you do that. On the right-hand side of this page, click on the Options button and select Refresh. It can take a good 30 to 45 seconds for the data to refresh itself. If it's still blank even after everything refreshes, please send an email to prodev@elcamino.edu. If you want to see a more detailed breakdown of your flex hours, hover over the graph and a button with an upside-down triangle will appear. When you click on that button, you'll get some choices, one of which is generating an Excel spreadsheet with your data for the current flex year. If you don't want to open Excel, you can click on the choice for View Details. A new window will pop up where you can see a really large version of that initial graph, a list of the parameters used to generate the report, and a chart that shows all the flex activity that you've done for the year. Unlike many charts where you'll see the total number of hours at the bottom, Cornerstone put the total up here in the upper right part of the chart. In the gray parameters box, you might notice that it says training provider is not equal to lynda.com, Skillsoft, or the Vision Resource Center. Don't worry, that doesn't mean that those types of courses don't count for flex. It just means that for these 3 types, you would need to submit those hours using the external training form. There's a video tutorial for how to fill out and submit the external training form in the same Cornerstone YouTube playlist. Okay, please go through this chart and make sure that everything's there. Your data from PD Reporter should have gotten transferred into Cornerstone already. So if you know that there are activities that you did earlier in the academic year that aren't showing up on this report, please email prodev@elcamino.edu. Along the same lines, if you notice that there's an activity you completed during the spring that isn't showing here, it may still be on your transcript as registered rather than completed. That usually happens if the instructor for that class took roll and clicked the Save button rather than the Submit button. Go ahead and email the instructor, and if need be, you can direct them to the video in this playlist called Taking Roll Part 2. If you have flex hours that aren't showing up from an external training that you submitted, it could be that your dean hasn't had a chance to look at it yet. Most likely that's what's going on. However, since we are in the pilot group for Cornerstone, there are some quirks in the system that we occasionally encounter. If your dean lets you know that they haven't seen that particular external training request from you, or if they tell you that they already approved it, or if they sent it back to you asking for more details but you didn't get that alert, go ahead and send an email to prodev@elcamino.edu and we'll go in and troubleshoot for you.